Hi guys, it's Patricia and today I'm bringing to you my Non-Scentsy wax empties for the month of October. I have my bin here. What I'm going to do is try to go through it as quickly as I can. We have quite a few things to go through. I don't want this video to be too long, but just in case it is, grab a snack and a drink. And I'm going to pause the video, continue to sort my items, and I'll get back to you with my thoughts and impressions. Okay, I'm back. So the first candle I went through this month is from Bath & Body Works, and it is Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow in the 3-wick. And we don't have the scent notes here in Canada, but this is a very nice, like a nice smooth vanilla with the tiniest bit of like pumpkin spice, extremely low, maybe like 5–10%. The nice creamy vanilla marshmallow scent with just a little bit of a twist from the pumpkin spice type aspect. This one here, it got pretty grungy and dirty, but this one did smell really, really nice. It was one of my favorite scents for the month. I did have to cotton ball it mid-zone, which was unfortunate, but I could definitely smell it. It was definitely a good solid medium, maybe 6 to 7 out of 10. I could definitely smell it every time I lit it up down in my big area. It would definitely be a repurchase for me. I would probably buy one to burn and one to chop. That is Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow. And I do tend to love vanilla-based scents, so that's a no-brainer for me. Another Bath & Body Works 3-wick that I also ended up loving this month is the Ciao Bella, the Sweet Tiramisu candle. And it's funny, my son, he's 7 and he said Ciao Bella, and I'm like, how can you read that? Like, I can barely pronounce that myself. Anyway, tiramisu is kind of like the lady fingers dunked in the espresso. Sometimes you have some dark rum. You have the mascarpone cheese, and you've got like a sprinkling of dusted grated chocolate on the top. And honestly, I felt like it smelled like most of those things, but I really picked up a little bit of chocolate. I definitely did. It reminded me a tiny bit of the Italy candle. But I really, really like the scent. Like, this is definitely a repurchase for me. It did, again, struggle a little bit lower on than the other one. It definitely struggled maybe in the bottom quarter. But I think I cotton balled it once, and it's definitely dirty and grungy compared to the original color, but I don't care. I would definitely repurchase this. Again, I would purchase one to burn and one to chop. And that is Sweet Tiramisu. So I finished up 2 of these smaller tester candles. One is an Evening Hearth. The scent notes on this we actually do have in Canada. It's basically cedar, cider, and cashmere. Yeah, and this is it's almost like a nice soft autumn scent. A little bit of everything kind of mixed together. This one burned fairly okay. You can kind of see the one wick. A little bit grungy here on the sides. Sometimes if the wick isn't completely in the center, it will have trouble, and this one was slightly off center. But would I pick this one up again? I didn't dislike it, but it probably would not be a repurchase for me. That is Evening Hearth. Tester candle. This one here is a tester candle in Hot Fudge Sundae, also from Bath & Body Works. Again, wick is slightly off center, so that's why that you have a bit more residue here on this side. The scent notes on this, gooey fudge, vanilla bean ice cream, and whipped cream. So definitely lots of gooey fudge. And the other notes are just there to kind of soften it a tiny bit, but I like this. And for a little tester candle, you could definitely smell this, and it's probably because it has a chocolate scent. A lot of chocolate-based scents are strong. There was some sooting here. You can see right here some sooting. So unfortunately, that did occur. I probably would not pick up the full-size candle of this. I don't know. It was okay. Just not something I need more of. Okay, from Sand and Fog, I burned a 2-wick in Espresso. And I actually have another one going in process. And this one was a little bit of a meh. This candle I wasn't impressed with. Now what happened was I bought 2 at one time. I was at the store, and the size of this is 12 ounces. So I was at the store, and in Canada, $12.99. Winners. It was so strong. Such a strong coffee scent. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get 2. So strong. I don't know what happened. Like, it was probably in my cupboard for like 2 months max. I went and burned. The first burn, I couldn't even really smell it the greatest. And I'm thinking, well, maybe there's just something wrong with my nose. But the whole candle sucked. It just had a terrible scent throw. Like, like even on cold, I was like, where did the scent go? And I mean, this lid is on there, like, it's not, you know, there's lots of suction. Anyway, I don't know what happened. So 2 wicks. You can kind of see there's some wax here on the sides. This self-extinguished, and that's the kind of history with the 2 wicks. You're always getting a little bit of struggle towards the outskirts of the candle. Now, yes, there was a bit of soot for this one. Not too bad, but yeah. I'm going to finish up the other Sand and Fog Espresso, and I have one other Sand and Fog candle, and I might just take a break because, I don't know, I was kind of pissed off. And one thing I want to say, and this is just a theory of mine, I don't know if it's true or not. If you get a candle or a wax melt, something especially like a coffee scent, I find, or a laundry scent, they are usually strong out of the gate, and sometimes those stronger scents, I feel like the only thing they can do is sometimes lose intensity. So I don't know, if things are strong out of the gate, use them, because sometimes I find with certain coffee scents, I'll be like, well, geez, this used to be a little bit stronger than it is now. So anyway, my advice for certain scents is warm them quick. I finished up from the dollar store 2 candles. We'll go over these quickly. This was Blueberry Pancakes, a 1 wick. And I like these because I like to kind of try them out and see how they do. Sometimes you get a good gem. This one, the wick was off center. And usually when you pick up these cheap candles, sometimes the wick looks like it is in the center, but it has a curve. So that's what happened here. And that's why there's a lot of residual wax. But this self-extinguished, and there was like 0 scent in it. But it did smell strong initially. Did it scent very much? Not really. It was more for ambiance, but I did get a little bit of scent at the beginning. It's almost like it was concentrated higher up. This one here was Red Velvet Cake from Old Williamsburg, which is also from the dollar store. And again, it looks like there's a lot of wax, but again, this one here, you can see it just tunneled, so. And the funny thing is, like, I'm like, why did I buy this? I don't even really like the scent. Anyway, I just bought it because, you know, I'm stupid like that. It doesn't really have much of a scent. And okay, I do like Red Velvet Cake. Don't get me wrong. It's like nice and like fluffy, and the cream cheese frosting is great. But it's really like, has an identity crisis because it has usually just a slight amount of cocoa, but it's really like a red food dye cake with the tiniest bit of cocoa and mostly a white cake. So I don't know. That's probably why I don't really think it has a strong smell. And that is that one. So it didn't burn the greatest, didn't have a great scent throw. But this is a good candle. It's a 1 wick large jar, and it is in the scent Spiced Pumpkin. This was really, really good. Let me read you the notes because I wrote it down. Pumpkins, clove, nutmeg, cinnamon, and brown sugar. Yep, it's a good one. And this one is fairly strong. Now let me tell you what I'm going to do with that wax. So it basically self-extinguished with that much wax. I'm going to put this on my warmer, or I'm going to cut it into 4s and mix it with Vanilla Cookie Crunch, because this with Vanilla Cookie Crunch is phenomenal. I did that with a melt cup. This one here burned fairly well. I remember last year I had started it, and sometimes it struggled to pool out, but this one, it definitely has a good solid scent throw, maybe like a 7, 7.5. I like it. I like it a lot. It would definitely be a repurchase for me. I just have a lot of candles right now, so it will be a repurchase for me in the future. Okay, I finished up 3 Yankee Tarts, and usually Yankee Tarts are hit or miss for me, but this was a good performing one because it's in the scent Chocolate Layer Cake. So Chocolate Layer Cake is a strong scent. Now I'm going to tell you, these ones here were crappy because I think what happened was years ago they used to make the tarts differently, and then they changed, and they're like little beads now that they almost like supposed to probably soak in oil and merge them together. But to me, there's not enough fragrance oils in them to hold them up. It's almost like if you're making a pastry dough and you don't have enough moisture in your dough, it crumbles. Well, that's what's happening here because it's almost like they're skimping on the oils. But just because of the nature of this, it's a strong scent. You could still definitely smell it, no problem. And what I like to do with my Yankee tea, what are these called? Tarts, is put them in a tea light. Anyway, I find that's where I get the best performance. So before I move on to retail wax, I'm just going to show you a body product I used up. And I think this is Beach Bound by Zape, but as you can see, it's all worn off. So that's kind of a complaint. But this was a nice scent. Very uniform grittiness, like very sandy. And it was, I think it was a sugar scrub. Or yeah, I think it was a scrub, body scrub. I use it a lot on my feet, especially in the summer, and I just finished it off recently. Sometimes it's good for like elbows or anything that gets dry. So that would not be a repurchase for me, but anyway, I'm glad I tried it. And I finished this one up last month, but I forgot to show you guys, and I did want to talk about it because it is a really nice scent. It is from Ambi Essence, which I picked up in Bed Bath & Beyond, and it's called Sunray Selfie, #Sunray Selfie. This is very similar to another scent, but I can't put my finger on what it is. But it's a very nice citrusy scent, like almost like a tropical citrus, sunny, happy scent. It's a good one. I think that they still make this, but I got this on reduced price, so I'm not sure if they're going to keep making it. From Sensationals, I finished up a black raspberry vanilla. This was okay, but my biggest complaint with Sensational brand is it's extremely heavy paraffin, and then this particular one stains the bottom of your warmer. So you have the hassle of the paraffin wax, and then even if you do the freezer method, you still have the stain on the bottom of your warmer. You got to use like an alcohol or a magic erase or something like that to get it off. This scent was pretty nice. I didn't mind the scent, and it performed quite well in my open concept area, so no complaints there. Definitely strong enough. Long lasting, not as long as Scentsy, of course, but for the reduced price, it's not too bad. I just don't like the consistency. From Glade, I finished up Cozy Autumn Cuddle. Now, let me tell you, these cubes look like they're bigger, but they're actually smaller, because this is 66 grams and this is 70.9 grams. So this is actually smaller, even though the cubes look bigger. So anyway, this one here didn't do as well as I thought. It was basically, it says heirloom pumpkin, caramel, and spice. It was a nice traditional fall scent, something nice to have warming like on a Sunday afternoon. However, it didn't seem very strong. It didn't hold up well enough in my open concept layout, for sure. I also tried it in my mudroom laundry. It just didn't seem like it was strong enough in a mini warmer. So with the last little bit I had left, I kind of boosted up the cubes and tried it somewhere else. It did a little bit better there, but it just didn't seem to last as long as I thought it should. So this would not be a repurchase for me. That is Glade Cozy Autumn Cuddle. Okay, so let's go into vendor wax. What I'll try to do is American first and Canadian second. So from Barretts, I finished up Cotton Candy, Watermelon Taffy, Fresh Lemonade. I think I barely remember this because it was towards the beginning of the month. But it's nice. I really like cotton candy scents. It's nice and fresh and girly and fruity and summery. And sometimes you need a little bit of that as you head into winter. From my friend Shannon, she gave me two, they were little coffee beans. This one is Local Java Joint. And this one is Tiramisu Latte. I think I like the Tiramisu Latte better. What I did was I put them in two separate tea light warmers, kind of spaced apart from my big area. They were okay. One of them was getting a little bit past a year, I believe. Yeah, they're both past a year when I warmed them, so that could be why. One of them smells a little bit more bitter, and the other one's, the tiramisu one, smells a little bit more creamier and sweeter. But anyway, thank you to Shannon. She knows me. She knows I love coffee. Can't go wrong. Okay, from L3 Waxy Wonder, I finished up a sample in Pink Sugar, Mango, Apple Ocean Twist. I'm trying to use up some of my older wax. This was from August 2018. This was okay. It did okay. It was just a scent appeal thing. It didn't blow me out of the water in terms of appeal. But it was nice. I mean, there's nothing bad to say about it. I warmed it here in a 15-watt Glade hot plate in my bedroom. This one here from Althea Waxy Wonders, I friggin' love this one. I had two matrix melts, I think they call these things. And I had finished up the other one maybe a couple months ago. And this one, I still had a little bit left. And I savored this, let me tell you. This is Adipose Ruby Slippers. I never know. Okay, first off, if I could make one suggestion, make it so the title is obvious. And then the scent notes. And then if you're going to put the pour date, put the pour date. But everything from Althea 3 Waxy Wonders, it's like a run-on scent. So let me just read to you what it says here. It says Adipose, Ruby Slippers, Jet Puff Mallow, Mallow Fluff, Toasted Mallow, Ruby Red Grapefruit, Ice Cream Scoop Bread, Blushing Peaches. So I think this is called Adipose Ruby Slippers. And then all the other things were in brackets. But I guess I just wish that she would change her design. I don't know. I just think that, I mean, Althea Waxy Wonders, to me, they're a great company. And people, they're like a bit underrated because everybody talks about all these other companies. But this performs phenomenally in my house. She's got a huge selection. She's fast with shipping. But it's almost like it's hard to remember which scents are which because in my brain, this is all jumbled in my head. So anyway, maybe if it had a cutesy little name, I'd remember it better. I don't know. All right, from Kay's Creations, I really like her vanilla. This is very vanilla. It's my last very vanilla, so I'll be sad. But I was trying to use up my older wax, so I took the whole tart and put it in my Glade hot plate warmer, and I like to enjoy that randomly. From Rosegirls, I finished up Double Toil and Trouble, Fire, Burn, and Cauldron Bubble. This was strong for me, and I think it's like, let me see if I can remember what it is. I think it's like a marshmallow fireside type scent with like vanilla and amber. And this thing freaking kicked ass down in my open concept layout. It had no problem. I do struggle with amber scents, so that would be my only concern. And it was a bit of a smoky type scent, so I would not repurchase this, but that's just me. That was from a D-stash from last November. Also from the same D-stash, Blueberry Cobbler Cornbread from Rosegirls. Couple chunks. This was just okay. Yeah, probably like a medium scent throw. It was just okay. I figured I'd better use it. I think it was this one. No, it was this other one I noticed had a rip in the bag. And it was still strong, so the rip didn't do anything. From Rosegirls, just recently picked this up. A Canada Kim gifted this to me. I think this was the denture. I think I would love it. This was from Rosegirls Blueberry Pumpkin Patch. And this was probably like a sample or maybe something that Canada Kim didn't like from her sampler and gave it to me because she doesn't like blueberry. This was okay. I'm not crazy about pumpkin, and blueberry is okay for me. Pumpkin has to be mixed with like spice, I think, for me to like it, spice and vanilla, and this was mixed with blueberry, so it was okay. It would not be a repurchase, but I'm definitely glad I tried it because I love trying things. Also from Rosegirls, Orange You Glad, It's Almost Halloween. Couple chunks here. I put this in my son's room. It did okay. I put it in a couple Scentsy warmers. It reminded me a lot of Cutie Pie Cupcake from Scentsy. So almost like a little bit of clementine orange with like a nice vanilla cupcake. That's what I got from it. I don't know the scent notes, but that's what I got. I finished up two things from She Loves Cake. I'll do this one first. It's called, this company is no longer in business, but I'll go through it quickly. Sipping Tea and Eating Cake. So this is herbal tea and vanilla pound cake. This was definitely not strong enough for my open layout. I tried it. It was definitely weak. But when I took this wax and put it in my son's room, which has walls and doors, this did really well in the terms of it was a really, really nice scent. I enjoyed it. It was kind of like a soft to medium, but it was really, really nice. You could smell the cake. You could smell like a nice herbal tea. A nice, nice scent to just kind of relax with. So now this scent friggin' kicked ass. This is from She Loves Cake. Chocolate Pumpkin Creme Brulee. You could almost smell that bitterness of the like brulee, like with your little torch. You could smell that, but it wasn't too bad. Like it was bordering on the edge. If it got any more, I would have been like, But yeah, you could definitely smell chocolate. You could smell a little bit of pumpkin. You could smell the brulee. It did really well in my open concept layout. If this was still around, I would definitely buy more. Probably buy more. Trying to cut back. Okay, from VCS, I only finished up one thing, but I've been using a lot of her things. I just haven't emptied a lot of her things, but I finished up the Great Coffee Pumpkin. Now, I'm pretty sure this is a favorite of Ramona's. This is Cafe Cubano, Pumpkin Layer Cake, and Cream Cheese Frosting. So this would be an example of a coffee scent that I felt was stronger before, and now at a little over a year, it seems lighter. This was about a medium throw in my open layout, and most coffee scents are higher than that. This was a really beautiful scent. I just wanted to like turn the volume up just a little bit. If I could have got, this was maybe like, I'm going to say 5 or 6 out of 10, but if I could have got it to like a 7 or 7.5, I would have loved it. And I might even give it another chance. I just think I would warm it faster. Oh, so good. It reads a little bit more pumpkin and the cream cheese frosting to me than the coffee, but I am good with pretty much any coffee scent. I like sweet coffee scents, so we're good to go there. And finally, from Supertarts, I finished up, I think it's called Willow. Gosh, it's hard to see. Apricot cakes and lavender. Anyway, this was from March of 2018 from a D-stash. So I was like, I don't know about the lavender. I'm a little bit worried about the lavender, but I put it in my son's room, and let me tell you, I feel like it's almost stronger on cold than it is when warming, and which is okay for me, but this was super enjoyable. Not probably one I would pick up again, but if somebody said, Patricia, would you like some Willow? I'd say yes. just because I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. So again, just because something has a scent note in it that you're a little bit nervous of, give it a try. It's just wax. My friend Krista says it's just wax, and it's true. Okay, let's move on to Canadian vendor wax. I only have a few to go, and then we will be done. From Make Sense Candles, I finished up Blueberry Creme Brulee Cheesecake. This was a very, very, very strong. I liked it. Put it in my open concept layout. It kicked butt. It did very, very well. Yeah, a nice blueberry scent. Just a little bit of the cheesecake, not too bad. Also an older one from Make Sense, excuse me. Vanilla Apple Bean. And you can see the labels fading. So this was from my original purchase, and this is like almost like a perfumey vanilla apple. Very different. I liked it. It intrigues me. It's like a medium intensity, but it intrigues me, and it lasts a long time, this one. A long time. I think I might pick up some more in the future, but I'm going to let my stash dwindle first, and then I'll pick some up. This one, the label is totally faded, which is part of the problem from a certain time frame with this company, but I had written down that it's caramel praline, and the scent notes are warm vanilla, caramel, dark brown sugar, and pecans. And there was 3 big, huge pieces, and I bought this with the intention of mixing it with like maybe a coffee that might be too strong, but I actually warmed this on my own, and I remember my daughter came downstairs and she goes, "Why does our house smell like butter?" I'm like, "Butter?" She goes, "Yes, it smells like butter." I'm like, yeah, maybe I can see that. Pretty strong. The good news is it didn't last an overly long time, like probably about maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I took it out. Maybe I took it out because I don't think she really liked it very much, but you know, it did seem to fizzle off, but that is caramel praline. I probably wouldn't buy any more of that. Okay, so the next few are all from Make Sense, and what it is I bought 2 samplers last September. I bought a fall sampler, and I bought a Lush sampler. Now, let me tell you, my friend Danielle messaged me about something. She was going to do a mix and she wanted my opinion. And then she asked me about, I think it was Lush's Twilight, which has lavender. And I said, I don't know, let me go smell it. I have a Lush sampler upstairs. So I go upstairs and there's 10 in the Lush bag, okay? 10 with these little bags. And look, all the labels faded. So I was like, oh my gosh, now what do I do? But if you're in YouTube, you basically go watch your old video. Okay, so that was torture. Watching an old video, first off, watching your own video is usually torture because you don't like to watch yourself, but watching an older video when you really sucked and the volume sucked and everything sucked is hard. But I figured out which ones are which, so I wrote them down. So we're good. Okay, so I will go through, the first ones I'm going to go through were 2 of them that I finished up from the fall sampler. The first one was a Witch's Brew, and this is my writing here, okay? Coffee, Fireside, Vanilla Bean Noel. I did not like this one at all. No. It smelled like coffee plus patchouli. It was not good for me. Sorry. What these were 2 big long sticks. I think they were an ounce each, the sticks. But anyway, no, not for me. Hard pass on that one. This next one was, again, here we go again, Blueberry Pumpkin Patch, which is a Bath and Body Works type. Just like with the Rosegirls one, just not for me, not a scent that I enjoy. So those were those 2. The next 3 are from the Lush sampler. So the first one I've finished up was 29 High Street. Now my fellow Haligonian, Canada Kim, she's going to be here for a few years, so she's now a Haligonian. She told me that 29 High Street is the smell that you get when you go in the Lush store. All the smells mixed together. And yeah, I can see that. The scent notes I kind of picked up from somewhere were lemon, lime, jasmine, tonka, and ylang ylang. But anyway, it does smell like a Lush store. And what I did was I took each stick, snapped it in half, put each half in my kid's bathroom mini warmer. And so I got 2 full meltings out of each sampler. And man, oh man, this one here was phenomenal performance. So if you like 29 High Street, it lasts a long time. You can definitely smell it, no problem. The next one I finished up was Rose Jam, and this one is Lemon, Rose, and Floral. And I think that's the scent notes. Canada Kim, favorite of hers. I should call her Kim, but in my phone she's Canada Kim. Anyway, this is a favorite of hers. I should have given her these to try, but the problem was these bags, they got kind of greasy, and I think that's why the labels faded here. And I'm not sure if these are polypropylene. So the thing was, the samples were all in a large polypropylene bag tied. So I think that helped preserve the scent. But anyway, that one still performed well. No issues with performance. And again, the last one was Comforter. This one performed well as well. Blackberry, candy-like type scent is what I picked up. And this one was good. Probably the lightest of the three that I warmed this month, but still a good performing scent. So to finish up Canada, let's do two things from Talulah and Poe. I'll do this one first because the last one has special meaning to me. So from June of 2018, I finished up these little paws, and it is in Banana Bear, which is banana cream pie. These things were so freaking good. I'm on a banana kick lately. I don't even care if it's artificial banana. So this kind of smelled like a little bit of like that candy banana, but with the creaminess of the cream pie. It was so, so good. I liked this, and I messaged Kate, the owner, and said, I like this. And the good thing about Talulah and Poe, I mean, any vendor, if you message them and they are a good vendor, they're going to work with you. So if there's a scent that you love, message them and they will work out something with you. And the good news is Kate has customs, so she can do things for people. She doesn't talk about it a lot, but definitely she does do custom orders. And this one here is the scent that got me hooked on her company. And this is Talulah and Poe's Love You A Latte. It's a vanilla-based scent, so you know I'm going to love it. It's basically coffee, cake, and French vanilla. Now, when I think sometimes you think Love You A Latte, it's going to have a lot of coffee scent, but no, I don't get a lot of coffee. I get more of the cake and the French vanilla. My daughter came into my bedroom when I was melting this. She goes, what's that beautiful smell? And I said, it's Love You A Latte. So I made sure I put some in her room next. Didn't perform as well in her room, which is a Scentsy bulb warmer. I had it in a 15-watt Glade hot plate, just to give you a reference. So 15-watt Glade hot plate gets a bit warmer, but not too much warmer with my little thermometer than her Scentsy warmer. But anyway, I put it in her room and shared it because I love her a latte too. So a little bit of cheesiness to end off the October Non-Scentsy Empties. So thanks for spending the last 27 minutes with me. I'm sorry it was so long. I hope you were able to enjoy the video with a snack or something like that. Let me know what you finished up this month that might have been your favorite, and I will see you guys in the next video.